Today I'm answering a question, is NLP a pseudoscience? Is NLP a pseudoscience? Great question. I get asked this question from time to time, generally from people who have Googled NLP and have landed on the Wikipedia page. I will have another video about that at some point in time very soon. Or people who have heard about NLP but are already a little bit skeptic of it, or some of their family or friends are skeptic of it. And usually they're skeptic of it because they've looked at the Wikipedia page, again, another video at another time, or they themselves are more like, what is this? What is this? So here's my question back. Somebody asked me, is NLP a pseudoscience? My first question is, what is your definition of a pseudoscience? What do you understand pseudoscience to mean? Because the meaning of pseudoscience actually tells us if NLP is a pseudoscience or not. NLP has never claimed to be scientific. There are a variety of studies, probably 25 to 50 peer-reviewed studies, mostly, what's the right word that I'm looking for here? Mostly, starts with an A, we'll come up with it. Anecdotal, mostly anecdotal, based on the results that NLP has received from a coaching or a therapeutic or a communication or a leadership perspective, because NLP can be many, many things. It was developed first and foremost as just a tool that modeled excellence. The people that they happened to model were therapists in the 1970s that did so well at communicating directly with the unconscious mind. But nowhere has NLP ever said we claim to be a science. Never has NLP claimed that we have rigorous studies behind us. So, simple answer, is NLP a pseudoscience? Yes, it is. And I, for one, am very thankful for that. So let's answer that other question. What is a pseudoscience? A pseudoscience is something that does not have rigor behind it. There's not a lot of rigorous, peer-reviewed, blind study, scientific research. And I'll tell you why I think that's a great thing, and also why it's hard to actually study NLP in that way. Probably the best known study that's been going on for the last 9 years or 10 years is the NLP Research and Recognition Program. They have a protocol called the RTM protocol. You can look this up, NLPANDR, NLPRandR.org, and you'll be able to access this protocol as well as the study. And they are doing a study utilizing an NLP process, the fast phobia cure or VK dissociation. And it is utilizing this NLP technique. It's a 5-process session protocol where they're utilizing this VK dissociation process with war veterans, people with domestic abuse or just abuse, and post-traumatic stress. And currently they have between a 95 to 97% success rate after the 5 sessions. And it is very boom, 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 boom structured. It is very studied in a systematic way, which something has to be if we're going after that scientific approach. I actually like that NLP is a pseudoscience. It fits into that category of so many things. I have a list of other kinds of pseudosciences out there. Other kinds of things that I would love to study and love to know more about. And my guess is maybe you would too. If you're watching this, you either fall into one of two camps. One that says, nope, NLP is a pseudoscience, it's not worth knowing. Or, is NLP a pseudoscience and worth knowing? Absolutely it's a pseudoscience, and absolutely it's worth knowing. Here's why it's a pseudoscience. Because we cannot do that kind of study. Here's why I love that. Because it is so applied to different people. When I'm working with a client, if I'm working with a client who has anxiety or depression or fears or phobias or whatever they've got going on, I have to be flexible in my approach. I cannot treat one person the same way as everyone else, because everyone brings to the table their own personal model of the world. A model of the world in NLP terms is who I am, my history, my upbringing, my behaviors, my beliefs, my concepts, my memories, where I've come from, what I've learned, everything that I know. And who I am directly impacts how I relate in the world. My desired state also impacts how I utilize my tools of NLP with myself and with other people. So if I were to have a cookie cutter approach, which NLP is not a cookie cutter approach, then perhaps we could have NLP very rigorously studied, like it is with the NLP R&R program. But it is a step-by-step structured program. Do not deviate from this script, and it works. And I know with over 13,000 client hours, over 22 years of NLP experience, working with thousands of clients throughout the world and training thousands of people who have gone on to train to coach and use NLP as a therapeutic and coaching modality, NLP works. The tools and processes of NLP uncover where is somebody, where do they want to be, what are the interferences holding them back. And we have a toolbox of different skills that we use. And those skills very much are dependent, the workings of those skills are very much dependent on the clarity of the process chosen, the present state, desired state of the client, the skill basis and confidence of the coach. There's lots of different factors that go into it. But just because something isn't rigorously studied doesn't mean that it's not highly valuable. Here's a list of a few other things. I've got a lot of things on here that are in that aspect of pseudoscience. Again, because there's not a lot of rigorous study behind it. Ready for a few of them? And a few of them probably should be in this category. So a few things. Homeopathy, naturopathy, osteopathic, Reiki, reflexology, chiropractic, brain gym, body memory, applied kinesiology, adrenal fatigue, acupuncture, feng shui, astrology, probably understandable, cupping, detoxing, energy medicine, fasting, reflexology, rolfing, traditional Chinese medicine, thousands and thousands of years, hypnosis, numerology, prayer, transcendental meditation, urine therapy. Nobody needs to do urine therapy. Somebody needs to do urine therapy. This is where you drink your pee or somebody else's pee. Nobody needs to do that. That's my model of the world. But all of these things help people. All of these things help people. These things don't help all people. And I think that's where we get confused. But these things, including NLP, help people. Not all people, but people. So is NLP a pseudoscience? Yes, it is. Should it stay that way? Yes, it should. Because I want to be able to be flexible in the approach that I use with my clients, and I want to teach my students how to be flexible in their approach too. If you've got other questions, let me know. I'm here to answer them. I'm here to share NLP with you.